Which
All right, you guys, welcome to our call. I'm really excited. We're really excited for this call. We have some fun things that we're going to kind of do tonight that are a little bit different than what we've done in the couple past power hours. I kind of want to we want to intro with something that that kind of dawned on me the other day. So I was on the Celebrate call the other day and I got the email, of all the recognition of all of our team, and we're just like, I hope you guys understand like how much of an impact our team, just our team alone. And I'm not saying that there's not just a huge impact in Green Compass all over, but the amount of people and lives that you guys are touching by sharing this is just obvious when you look at these boards. Okay. And as I'm looking at this, I'm thinking about the fact that I know where we are as a team. I know where I want us to be and where we're going and where we're going to be. And I looked at this like benchmark bracket, and I want to just point out something that just like blows my mind. So here's the top rank in the company, okay? The highest rank that anyone, I should say not the top rank in the company because nobody's achieved the top rank in the company, but the highest rank that anyone has achieved in this company, okay? That's right here. Here's the rank that we are like going to hit, and here we are. So here's where we are now, here's where we're about to be, and here's the top rank. And to think that we're literally like what we've been able to do in 10 months in this business as a team, as a brand new team, like I hope that that just blows your mind as to where we are. Like I just look at that and I think, oh my gosh, like I can't believe that I can, but it's so crazy to think we're just that close, to something so, we're already creating something so magical. And I only share this because, it's funny because I was talking to Jacqueline the other day, and um, I was sharing that, her story is different. She came in differently, kind of like Lindsay, where they had created some massive successful businesses. And I had success, don't get me wrong, but I hadn't found the thing that really allowed me to create what I was looking for. And so for me, it's like I came into this and I'm just like, holy cow, this is incredible. And I didn't create all of that before. So I want you guys to know that as we go into the end of this month, and as we continue to set goals and set visions for ourselves, that none of that even matters. What we did in the past, none of that even matters, honestly. But if you're sitting there thinking, like, I don't know if I could do that, or I don't know if that's me, or I don't have this, or I don't have that, like, to reiterate the fact that we all started with nothing and we all started at ground zero and we all had to figure this out. And some of it's a skill set, some of it is just being so damn relentless that you're not going to give up, that you're going to keep showing up, that the right person is going to come into your path. And so many, like I can assure you that that's the case because it's happening here. It's happening with us. The right people are showing up. It's the right product, it's the right time. And I hope you guys are just on fire for what we're doing. And I want you guys to think about really quickly, and then I'll let Lindsay share on this. I want you guys to think about what you still want to create this month. Um, what you still want to do, where you still want to go, because there's still time. No matter, I always say this, no matter what you've not done this month, no matter what you haven't done, like we can sit around and be like, oh, this month is already flying by and I haven't done, anything. And, I'm just like, you just want to throw in the towel because you feel discouraged because you haven't been on your A game. Well, guess what? None of us have, because I'm just like over here drowning, and
oh,
we're all drowning in things, right? And so we just can do the best we can, but we can always reflect. And so maybe there's an area right now where you're like not really feeling like for me, for example, there's an area that I need to expand and I need to grow in for June, and that's in-person events. I need to put some of those into play because I think social media is fantastic and I love it and I use it, but I want to create some different vibe and some in-person stuff, which I think is just really fun and a lot of people like better. And so I want to incorporate some of that. That might not be you, but that's what I want to expand on. So maybe drop in the chat what you're wanting to expand on, and what you want your focus to be. And those will be a couple things that we can kind of think about as we start into this call. All right. What do you think, Lindsay?
hi. What I think is that if anyone is here that feels like there's just something that's keeping them from leaning in, I want to encourage you to figure out what that something is today, not tomorrow, not next week, not next month, because you guys, the people that are coming in here are joining whether you're asking or not. While we're waiting to get our confidence up, while we're waiting for that one piece of information we maybe need, while we're waiting for the content that we want to post to be given to us, while we're waiting for these things, while we're waiting to feel a little more comfortable in our skin, the people that we could be reaching out to that are ready for this are saying yes to someone else. They're going to say yes to somebody. And if it's not you, it'll be someone else. And the reason I'm telling you that is because I've talked to a lot of people on our team in the last couple days, and there's just something that's holding everyone back. There's just something that's holding everyone back from putting it all out there. And if I could just say this, this is like the best way that I look at it. Okay. And this is the way that I keep it simple and fun. To me, this is a game. How good can I get at reels? How fun can I make reels? How big can I create this? How many people can I talk to? So I created this thing with my boys. Actually, I didn't create it. The guy that I'm dating shared this with me, and I utilized it with the boys, but I'm utilizing it with myself as well. So with the boys, when they get up in the morning, they have a checklist. And if they finish the checklist, they automatically get $3. If they finish it before an hour, they get an extra $1. If they finish it after an hour, they get only $2. Okay, so they get money throughout the day. And when they just ask, how can I make more money? They get $1. And then I give them a task where they can make more money. Okay, so they're getting instant gratification. They're getting money for it. It's small, but they're able to do this. They're getting instantly rewarded. And then the good part is also, like, let's say I say I'm making chicken and asparagus for dinner, and they're like, I don't want that. I'm like, well, that's for dinner. And they're like, well, we want buttered noodles. Great, you can get buttered noodles. This is free. The buttered noodles will cost you $2. So there's money that's constantly going back. It's teaching them something. The reason that I'm sharing this with you is because I create this reward system and game with myself, because I'm going to tell you all something. We are all in the same exact spot. All of us are drowning. All of us are beautifully drowning. We're all living life. Life is coming for every single one of us. Not one of us has it worse than the other. I love you all so much, but not one of us is busier than the other. Not one of us. If you have a job and you're like, but I have a full-time job, that's great. I'm a full-time homeschooling mom. Both of us have it. All of us have it, no matter what the thing is, no matter what it is, it's all on our plate. We all have it. So it's taking the power away from that and giving ourselves the power. So I love to create this game where I'm like, if I can I love a freaking coffee that I don't have to make. I don't know why, but it tastes so much better when someone else makes my coffee. So if I get all my checklists done by 10 a.m., I get a coffee. And if I don't, then I don't get a coffee for a week, whatever it is. So I'm creating that fun game and that instant reward for me to make this fun. And the reason that I'm sharing this is because I think that so many of us, and I think I saw somebody put it up there, we are allowing the low vibrational vibes that don't belong here in this company. You guys, this company, if you don't have the belief in the company yet, I just want you to borrow mine to understand that as a single mom, with this being my main income, I hit cancel and decided to have zero, knowing that this was going to replace my income in 4 months or whatever it took me. And it did. And it's not because of who I am compared to anybody else. It's because of what this company and these products and what what the United States, what this nation, what the people and what everybody wants. So we're really in such a great space. So if we allow these negative vibrations, oh, I don't have the right content. Ooh, I don't know what to say. It's not going to sound very good. Ooh, I'm not very good on video. Ooh, I'm not very comfortable with that. Ooh, I am letting fear drive my car. If we let these come in, they're going to rule the vibration of our business. So what if we insert fun little rewards? What if we insert something like, you guys, when you go on a treadmill, anybody like hate the treadmill? So it's like, okay, at mile 1, I'm incline. At this, I'm like, you kind of make a game of it. I just want to say, like, if we can insert the positive vibrations and like the fun in this, that is what is going to propel you forward. It's not the perfect reel. It's not the perfect verbiage. It's not checking the boxes every day. It's checking some boxes and staying in that high vibrational space. And so what I want to encourage you all to do is, like, right now, if you're willing, put all of those thoughts that hold you back, that you're too busy, that all the things, put them all in the chat. Let's just put them in the chat. I'm going to put some in the chat too. Like, literally just dump them in the chat right now. And we are going to leave them there, because we have the most powerful team. I truly believe this. You guys, we have the most powerful team. I'm going to say it in Green Compass. I truly, honestly believe we do. You guys, we not only have one person that's created a 6-figure earning business plus another like wonderful, successful business, not one, not two, not three, not four, not five. Do you guys know how many successful people have come in and put all of these systems together? And then you guys come in that are brand new too, with these fresh perspectives. Like, I just feel like we, with a lot of confidence, I was thinking about this today while I was talking to somebody. It's not just the company. It's not just the products. It's not just one of us. We honestly have, and I'm saying this with the confidence, like, the best team, the best place to rise, the best place to be vulnerable, ask anything, do anything, the most helpful team, and I feel like the most experienced, and the experience can lead the way for those that aren't. So we have no excuses to not lean in, not one of us, because we all have goals. We all joined this because of something inside that said we needed more. So why would we be our own person that holds us back when it's right here, right? I love this. Look at all of these coming in. Yes, put them in there, get them in there. We're leaving them here today. We're leaving them here. At the end, we're gonna write some affirmations around these. We'll do that. I just kind of threw that out there. So, but that'll be a good thing. So just put them in there. I'm gonna put some in there now. Tabitha, I'm just throwing it back to you. And I don't know what's next.
I love it. Me neither.
This is how we run our business.
Okay, so here, Lindsay and I were just talking. Let's dive into this. I love all of these things, and maybe if we have a little time at the end, we could kind of dig into some of these. But a lot of these are basically just mindset perspectives. Like, I think about this all the time. I think about my perspective of my anxiety issues that I've recently just overcome, the perspective of my nervous system and what it is, because I've just spent so many years thinking my body is flawed and there's all this wrong and that and whatever. And I've created this story, right? And oftentimes we do this with our business. We create a story of like what this is and what we aren't and what we need to do in order to succeed and what blah, blah, whatever. And we just, it's like a mind game that we play with ourselves without intentionally trying to play this with ourselves. And so let's try to move through that, and maybe we can kind of talk through some of those things. But if some of these are really holding you up, then we can also maybe talk to your upline too, and maybe we can work something out together to move through that. Okay, so the first thing I think would be really fun to do, Lindsay and I were talking, this was her idea, is we were talking about like just the algorithm right now. And I know we talk about this, and I really don't even like to talk about it in a way that's like using it as a crutch or like an excuse or like a complaint, like, well, like the algorithm, it hates me, whatever, because we're all here and it hates all of us. Okay, so that's how I feel. And we can just continue to have fun and show up and share. And it's not going, I just want to say that I hope, because this is always my perspective, the algorithm has nothing to do with what I'm like gonna share. Like, I'm not allowing the algorithm to define me, to keep me from sharing. I'm still gonna put out the same great content no matter what. And I hope that you're feeling that, because that's the way that you're going to overcome this and not allow that story to, detour you from success in your business. So what we're going to do first is, this is just kind of a fun thing. We're actually going to go to each other's Instagrams, Facebooks, whatever, and we're going to boost each other's stuff. Okay? Because this is really helpful. Like, I have a couple reels that have kind of went, and like the last couple days, I've had a couple where I'm like, those reels are showing up again. That's kind of weird, but it's because someone is commenting. And so this is really helpful for all of us as we try to grow, because anytime we can just help each other do this, This is going to just like hopefully get this in someone else's feed, right? So that's how the algorithm works, like just boosting it in that way. So let's take like just like 3 to 5 minutes and let's just like show each other some love, because I think this is really a fun way to plus, like, people read these comments, right? You know that, right? They come to your page and they come to your whatever and they read the comments. And if they weren't sold or inspired by what I'm sure they were inspired by what you said, but if they weren't sold on that, but then they go to the comments and they're seeing people say things that are specific to what's helped them, that's really gonna like add another layer of confidence, and belief to them. So I'm gonna mute. Let's do that for a few minutes and then we'll get to the next thing.
So if you guys want to, you can go ahead and throw your Instagram handles or your Facebook name, or if you have a preference of Facebook or Instagram, and just put that here, and then we can go through and just love on like one or two things of everyone. Oh, you guys can hear my thing this whole time. Sorry. I didn't even realize that. Why don't we take like 2 more minutes? Okay, so the awesome thing about going through and doing this is that you also just boosted your algorithm. So we're not going to go through and do a normal algorithm booster like I would do, but you guys, the algorithm deals with all sorts of stuff, but there's one component that's always going to be important, and that's your socialness on social media. Social media is for being social. So if you're on there just doing your work and hopping off and you're not being social and commenting on other people's stuff, the more you're commenting and in your messages with other people, the more your stuff is going to be seen, no matter what all the other algorithm stuff is. So we just gave ourselves a boost, which is great. So today at some point, like right when we get off the call, it would be an awesome time to do a post or a reel. And we actually wanted you to know that if you are stuck with content and if you are stuck with knowing like what to do, you have complete permission from me to look at any of my reels. I know Tabitha wouldn't care either. Abby doesn't care. Annie doesn't care. Shelby doesn't care. Allie doesn't care. Look at our reels, make the wording a little bit different so it's your own, or don't, and use the content and post it and use it until you get creative, or until it starts feeling like, okay, I'm getting the hang of this. So you can borrow other people's things while you're learning to stand on your own 2 feet. So that is important. Now, what I would like you to do is, I feel like what we wanted to do was kind of go through and find a reel that you can recreate, but you can do that on your own time. And I'm going to trust that you're going to do it because you're going to want to start doing those. If there's one thing that is grabbing attention and getting feedback more than anything, it's reels. So kind of finding a way to do that would be important and good for you. I mean, it can be the candid videos, it can be the lip syncing, whatever it is. It's a little bit scary at first, but it's definitely where the driver is. And then making sure you have some posts sprinkled in with your stories. Okay. So what we're going to do now is, since we already have the algorithm boosted, we're going to do a reel or a post once we jump off of here or at the end. We're going to go ahead and do some invites. So invites are something that I don't love to force. And I never ever have in 11 years of being in network marketing. The reason I don't force it is because I never feel like I'm just sending someone an invite to hear more information. That's the invite that I think is a cold invite. I think if someone's following me and I'm following them, or we're friends, then an invitation for me to invite anybody to anything is okay. And I have permission to do that. It's not a stranger on the street that I'm just walking up and saying something to. It doesn't feel cold to me. However, if I'm just saying, hey, I'm part of this and I'm wondering if you'd like more information, that to me and my personality feels not the most comfortable. So what I like to do is make sure that I always have something in my stories, in a post, or in a reel that I can invite to. If I'm not inviting to a CBD 101 that's within the next 2 days, an opportunity call that's within the next 2 days, then I'm inviting someone to look at my own content and give me information. So this is what it would sound like. Hey, happy Wednesday. I hope everything's going well. I saw your name on my social and I just wanted to reach out. I made this post 2 days ago. I did this reel yesterday. I did this reel today. And it was about this new thing that I'm a part of that I absolutely love. I was just curious if you saw it, if you wanted any information. I'm just on a mission to spread this with as many people as I can. I saw your name and wanted to reach out. Can I send you any information? Or have you seen the reel? Or have you seen the post? That always feels more comfortable to me. If that doesn't feel comfortable to you and you're like, I'd just rather ask somebody if they know of CBD and they want information, then that's fine too. You want to find what feels good. And often it's going to be different for all of us. So, because we're all different, and a big way to know how it's going to feel comfortable is, how would it feel comfortable to you? If someone came up to you and said something, how would it be comfortable? How would you feel receiving what you are extending? Okay. So what I'd like to do right now is ask you this. If you don't have anything in your stories, and if you don't have anything on your newsfeed, and if you don't have any reels up, then your job is not to invite right now, because you don't have your storefront open. nobody knows, it's just a plain building and no one knows the wonderfulness that's inside. So your job for this next 10 minutes is to get some stories up, make a post or make a reel. I know, I love you. It's going to be great. The other thing is that if you have that up, now we're going to use this time for 10 minutes to invite people to learn more about what we're talking about. So if you're in your stories, this is a way to find, I'll look and see who's watching my stories, and people that have maybe watched that we did a bunch of shout outs in business, or some people that watched my CBD slide. I'll swipe up and I'll message those people and say, hey, I just saw that you watched my stories today. I shared a little bit about CBD. A lot of people have been asking me questions. I was curious, is there anything I can answer for you? That's an invite without me feeling like it's inviting them. I'm simply saying, I saw you saw my stories. A lot of people are having questions. I was just curious, is there anything I can answer for you? It's inviting them to answer that question, which could spark a conversation one way or the other, right? So that's how you could go in your stories. If it's a post, you can look at the people who have liked or commented, message them and say, hey, I saw you liked that post. Same thing. A lot of people have been asking me questions about this new business. Is there anything I can answer for you? Okay. Or, hey, if you know it's somebody like Jacqueline, who just joined and is rocking it already, or Megan, who's not on tonight, but has just joined, or whoever, and you're like, they're running and they're going now, and you see that they have the potential, they've been in this type of business before, like Kelsey, when she joined, she's been in this business, she was already doing things, this type of business. I could say to her, like, hey, I'm not going to beat around the bush with you. I see that you are a hustler and you're with this company. How's it going for you? Not that I'm trying to steer her in any direction. This isn't how the conversation started with her, but like, this is also a way you can make another stream of income. Are you interested in hearing about another stream of income? Okay, so people that have liked, commented on your reels, hey, I saw that you liked that. Would you like some more information about my wellness regimen? Hey, I saw that you liked my reel. Would you like some more information about my business shift? These are simple invites. So I want you to take 10 minutes and about 8-9 minutes now, and just get as many as you can done. The more you do, the more practice. You're not going to mess it up. The more you do, the more comfortable it gets. If you do not have anything up, go ahead and add some stories. I'm going to actually add some story slides that I borrowed from Kelsey today, who borrowed them from Shelby. And I just literally made them look different and put my photos on them. So I'm going to put them in the team thread. You can grab them, put them in your story, and just put photos over my photos and share that CBD story in your stories today. So I'm going to go ahead, drop those there, and let's take the next little bit to do that. If you have any questions, drop them below. We're here to help. So I also want you to know that if any of you are like, man, I'm just not good at making story slides because I'm just not good in like Canva or PicCollage or anything like that, I'm going to tell you something. I've been in this business for 11 years and I've maybe used Canva because I have to, because people me like 10 times. Literally, the slides I'm about to give to you, I take Shelby's slide with her picture on it and I put it on my story just like that. And then I swipe up and hit photo and put my own photo over hers, or move the words to get her out of there. I rarely will use Canva or anything like that. You can literally just create this very simply in your stories. I just dropped them in our team chat. I'm also gonna take a moment, I'm gonna stop talking after this for the next 5 minutes, but I'm going to take a moment to all the invite examples I just gave, I'm going to put them in our team chat as well. So you can copy them, put them in your note section, make your own board.
Okay, you guys, we're gonna shift over into follow-up. So hopefully you've been inviting, you have some conversations that have kind of either fizzled out, you've been ghosted, you sent information, they were gonna look at it, they haven't got back to you. All of those things where kind of the conversation just was like floating out there and nowhere. Um, and if you don't have many of those, then keep going with invites, keep going with digging into like creating new conversations. Cause honestly, that's where, the follow-ups are going to come from, because typically you're not going to get the sale, or you're not going to be able to close them on that first conversation. So if you're not good at tracking, which I'm not great at tracking. I just kind of will go, and I'm not saying to do this, but this is if you're like me and you kind of are having consistent conversations, but you maybe like, I have a few people on my forefront that like are either, gonna purchase. I've sent links to, they're very interested, maybe advocates that are on the fence, whatever. So those people I kind of really do keep, the hot people I do keep a list of. But the other people that are just kind of like so that I just need to get back with, sometimes I'll just go through my stories. I'll look at who's liking what. I'll kind of jog my memory. I'll go through my messages in Messenger or Instagram, depending on where and that'll just kind of like, stir up some things. So a really easy follow up, like you guys probably know, but in case you don't, something very simple is I would just say, like, if you've sent them information and they ghosted you, then I might just reach out and say, hey, I just wanted to reach out. Like, I didn't know if you had a minute or had a chance to look at the information I sent over. Did you have any questions? Question mark. Like, end with a question, direct, short, to the point, but like you're checking in. And the thing about a follow up, you guys, and something to remember is, if this is your business and you're treating it like one, this is your way to be proactive. And this is your job. This is my job to help someone through this process. If they're interested, if they wanted more information and I sent it, it's not really their job to, like, we want them to go ahead and complete the order and move through this process, but that's really not how this works. They need our guidance, they need questions answered, they need sometimes just a consultation. Maybe they're still on the fence, maybe they're having hesitations, whatever. Let's try to let's try to tap into this conversation to try to pull some of that out of there so we can find out what's going on. Another thing to do for a follow-up that is really good is, like, if you haven't sent a third party tool, like the other day, I had a lady who said she wanted my regimen, she wanted what I was using, but she said, as soon as I came at her, she says, I don't like MLMs. And what was the other thing? I don't like MLMs and something else. I can't remember what she said now. And I was just like, so someone like that who's already just coming at you with this perspective, I don't have a whole day to try to like shift that mindset. But I said, I understand. What's interesting is I feel like it's taken a while, but I love a good objection. I said, I understand where you're coming from, but I actually never would ever judge a product by whether or not it was in an MLM. I said, I would look at the product and then I would decide. And I could tell very quickly if I had any interest in that product. And I can tell you that this product is, has nothing. I mean, that you're judging a product by the fact that it's an MLM, and I can tell you how beautiful and what a gift this is. And I dropped the Green Compass story, the 2 to 3 minute Green Compass story video. Whether she cares, whether she wants to watch it, that's fine. But I did my due diligence in kind of like dropping some nuggets to kind of educate her. But the fact of the matter is some people don't want to be educated. They want what it's like there's so many people lately. This is like one of my pet peeves is when I see all these women, not all these women, but there's a few women that I have come to me. They always want my advice. They always want my opinion. They want to know what I'm using, what I do for this, but they never take my advice. I'm like, you don't listen to me anyway, so why are you asking? You don't buy what I'm like, you don't need to buy what I'm selling you. But my point is just, you can talk to some people till the cows come home and they are not going to bite. So whatever, moving on. But that's another way to follow up, is to kind of reach out asking if, like, hey, did you have any questions? I also wanted to drop the link to this short video. This video was really eye-opening for me. It really helped me. And you're just adding another layer of a visual for them, because again, we can only give so much information with our voice and our text. Sometimes it's good to just drop a video. So let's do about like 6 or 7 minutes of follow-ups, and then we're gonna shift into our last thing here.
All right, if you guys just want to take a few more minutes, couple more minutes, like 2, we want to end tonight with looking at our organization and really getting clear for how we're closing out the month, because so many times we come on here and we get settled and we get like motivated, we get that little inspiration we need, we get these ideas, we leave here and all those things stayed in our chair we were sitting in, and the rest of the week we're like, I was going to post but I don't know what happened, or I was going to. So we're going to get clear on kind of what our goal is for month end. And yes, so I'm going to give you guys 1 more minute. Tabitha, would you mind enabling screen sharing for
Yeah.
me? Thank you. All right, so as you guys are wrapping that up, I'm going to go ahead and just share my screen right now. Remind you that conference tickets no longer are on sale the 31st of this month. If you can make it happen and you can get there, it will change your business. It will change your attitude. It will change the energy you have. It will change your belief. It will open your eyes to the actual massive space this is. So get there, get there, get there if you can. But I want to show you a little bit of what's in my back office here and how I would look at my organization and set a goal for month end that's realistic, and then action out how I want to do this. And this is what I want you to do. Okay. So some of you might not have any advocates under you, and that's okay. We're looking at PV as well, and we can set actionable goals. So for me, you're going to come down here. When you look at these key performance indicators, so PQB is my personal sales. Right now I'm sitting at 3,349, and I would love to hit 5,000 minimum. I've never hit 5,000, and I have how many days left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days left. I can absolutely do that. I know I can. How? Well, if this is my personal sales, then I need to be talking a lot about all of the things that I can share with people in my stories. But also I had this idea, if anyone wants to borrow this, to do a personal CBD 101 on my page, because I realize I don't talk about the products enough. I talk about my story, I talk about the business, but what we're talking about is often what people are going to want. So I just narrowed down for the next, starting tonight through the rest of the month, what I'm going to be talking about as a post on my story. I'm even going to talk like on my newsfeed. I'll even talk on my stories about how I'm going to do this. But like today, I can simply talk about how I learned about the endocannabinoid system, never knew that existed. Boom, there's a post. For those of you who said, I don't know what to post about, or I don't know what to say, here's some ideas. Tomorrow about how there's so many different cannabinoids, and that they all do something different in our bodies, how they're naturally in our bodies, right? So I can educate on that. If I don't know that to post it, then that's my job to figure it out. It doesn't mean don't learn it and don't post it because I don't know it. It means this is an important part for me to learn. Let me just take 5 minutes to learn this and then share what I learned. Posting and sharing, you guys, is just learning, sharing what you've learned. I'm going to share this in the team page, but the next day I'm going to talk about how unregulated the hemp industry is and the quality standards that we have. One day I'm going to focus on CBD alone, the benefits. The next day, CBG alone, the benefits, the next day, CBDA, the next CBN, the different delivery methods that I've used and that people use, and how ours is so beneficial and the absorption rate. Then I'll talk about how just the hemp plan in general, and like how people have this misconception of what it is and what it actually is and isn't. And then on the last day of the month, how there's a whole business tied to all of this as well. that is going to help me with my PQV. It's not, hey, so I'm giving you guys a big hint right now. It's not, oh, I really hope I hit 5,000 this month. I'm going to post a few times and see if people come to me. It is, I'm going to hit 5,000 PQV this month. I am going to post like this every single day. And I am going to have conversations to do that. You can see I'm going to try to hit 5,000. I'll post a few times and see what happens, opposed to this is what I'm going to do. Right? Okay. So I'm going to set that goal. I'd love for you guys to look in your back office and set your PQV goal for the month. So your personal sales, maybe it's 500, maybe it's 1,000, maybe it's 200, maybe it's 10,000. Go ahead and put it in the chat. And then for those of you that are building a team and have TGQV, I want you to go ahead and drop that in here as well. We ended with almost 60,000 last month. This is a lot to say to happen in 9 days, but I'd really love to see 80,000 happen. I'm guessing 70,000 is more realistic, but 80 is what I would love to see. And I know it's possible. So setting that goal, I know, okay, if I'm doing this in PQV and I've enrolled 3 people this month, I'd like to enroll a couple more, but what's going to get our team volume to where I want it to be is me helping as many of our advocates, the advocates below me in our downline, to also increase their PQV and their sales by sharing my technique. And that makes me a leader, and you can do the same thing and be a leader, right? So that's all this is how can I get this? Okay, I need to help more people in our team have wins. I need to get in conversations with them. I need to give them my strategy. I need to have reels and posts and say, take my stuff and use it until you get used to it. So you guys can kind of see the inside of that. And it might seem like a lot and like, I don't know if I could do it, but that's as simple as it is. So I'd love for you guys to go ahead, look at your PQV. What's your goal for month end? Look at your team. What's your what's your goal for month end? If you don't have a team, your goal is to enroll 2 advocates by the end of the month, right? And then there's the PC side of things too. Did you want them to set that goal? Tabitha, you want to say anything else on that?
No, I think that's great. I
Okay.
love, think that like basically we always have to come at a goal from like, reverse engineering and breaking it down so that it's manageable for us each day, because we have a million things that we're all doing, right? And it's sometimes hard to look at a goal and think, okay, this is where I want to be, but how can we actually like break this down, which is what we're doing when like, we're listening to Lindsay's marketing plan call she did like last week. And, we're setting ourselves up for success by like each day, okay, what are we going to focus on? Because I think I've said this before, but I think oftentimes we get overwhelmed because there's a lot to share. Like I have a lot of things I want to say about Green Compass, right? But I can't say it all in one post. I can't say it all in one story series because I'm going to lose people. Like it's too much to digest for one person. So when we kind of break this down into like, maybe you're someone, like I'm just using this as an example, but maybe you're someone who gets migraines. I get migraines, not often, but a few a year. And so maybe you're going to like talk about that and you're going to hone in on CBDA. This is fantastic because guess what? You're going to speak to all of the people out there, which is a lot of people that get migraines, that struggle, that need medication, that can't hack them, that have them for 4 or 5 days in a row, like on and on, right? So thinking about being the audience and the person you're talking to, what would be manageable for them, and breaking it down. And I used to do this with my skincare business. Like I would break down a product and I would really focus on that product, that one product. What's it going to do? What's it going to do for that specific need? So when you think about the products, it's like, think about that. And then I love how we're showcasing like just Green Compass as a whole. Like, why would you choose it? Like, why is it clean? How are we at something that I want to share? I'm actually thinking about going live tomorrow, possibly if I can fit it into my day. But this week, and talking about just some of those things where we're advocating for clean CBD. I've been advocating for years for clean products and to education behind why we would choose this and why you would change and think about what you're using, and maybe think about a different extraction, all the things they just don't know about all of that stuff. And so we get to educate that, and how cool and what a gift that we have. We don't know all the things and we don't need to, but what a gift for us to be able to educate people on clean CBD and be that advocate for them so they can understand like why Green Compass is such a beautiful thing that has flourished and is blossoming and is just growing so rapidly. Okay, anything else? I love all of these goals. So I mean, you can, because I mean, really, like if you think about PQV, you think about PCs. I think that either or is fine. I think that you just want to be celebrating yourself, each step of the way, instead of just like sometimes when we think like I want 10 new PCs and or I want whatever PQV, but we got several PCs, but they didn't maybe add up into that. Like don't sell yourself short on celebrating yourself. And something else you can do too is like breaking it down. Like I have this wild, some of you might think this is wild, but for years I've always had the goal of I either want to close someone, I want to get a PC today, or I want to get an advocate. Like I want to close something today. Okay, each day, if I'm striving each day to close one conversation, I don't care if they buy CBDA. I don't care if they buy digestive jellies. Like, I'm not talking like it has to be some whatever. I'm just trying to close one person a day. Does that always happen? No. Does it happen a lot? Yes, because I have a lot of conversations and I'm consistently sharing. But I'm not saying for you to do that. But think if you set the goal of like, having the conversations and thinking about how many, that's why I always ask people how many conversations you're having, because that's like going to be the basis of where you're going with closing people. So maybe break it down into like 250. Like maybe this week you're going to do 250 in PQV. Maybe, right? Maybe that's your goal. Like, I don't know, break it down in whatever way feels good for you so that it's not like stressful, because this doesn't need to be like a stressful thing. It's just a fun thing. And how, like Lindsay said, it is like a game. Like how can I like strategically post today to continue to drop breadcrumbs? I don't ever go looking for, I'm not like, here, this post is going to get me a sale. That's not the goal. The goal is just to add a layer of education, to create conversations so that I can bring more education to what we're doing. And it will happen as you continue to kind of just like be smart about it. And it's not that you need to be smart, but just to kind of like put stuff out there in a organized fashion so that it makes sense for what we have coming up in the calls and different things. Yeah. Okay.
Awesome. So the last thing I want to say is that I would love for you guys to drop these goals in the team threads, because that will just get some energy to those that were on the call. It's good to just put it out there. And also what I would love is, what would be really fun is to celebrate as much as we can throughout the end of the month. So if you have an awesome conversation going, like I have a great conversation going, I'm really excited. We can be excited about that. Or I chatted with 5 people today about this and I've never done that before. We can celebrate that. Or I just got a new PC. I just got a new retail, new advocate. Like that's really fun to do, because it helps to just like carry the energy out, and it helps us maintain the energy because we can't maintain it alone. As much as we think we can, when we share with others and we celebrate and other people are like, F yeah. Look, I didn't know if there was a kid and I said F and not the real word, which is a win for me. That's a win. When we share it and other people are like, yeah, thanks. And when we share it and other people are like, yes, it's like it gives us some energy back, because how many of you feel like your energy is just going out, 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 out? Allow us to be the place where it comes back in. Celebrate anything, everything, and let's just have fun. I'll post my little like random strategy and you can use it as motivation, or you don't have to. Whatever your goal is, you guys, we are here to help you get there. We have another action hour next Tuesday. Tabitha and I will be running it again. It'll be different than this one. Join us. We will have some fun and not know what we're doing and just fly by the seat of our pants, but you'll never know because that's what we do every time. But thanks for joining us. Your time is so valuable. We are committed to your business as much as you are. Get us in conversations, get us on phone calls, anything you need.
Yes. Thank you guys so much.
Wanna take a pic?
Yes.
You want me to do it?
Oh yeah, go for it. Sorry. Did you say you want me to take a pic? Did you say that?
I said, "Do you want to take a pic?" My kids just got home and they never came in. It's 9:07 at night and they're out in the driveway as if like they are not 10 and 6.